So I'd like to welcome you guys to the third episode of the rebuild for the 4R70W that's going into the 92 grammar keys. I already said that I had bought the rebuild kit. This rebuild kit I bought it through Amazon. It came out to be, I want to say, $167 after taxes. It's basically an almost complete kit. What do I mean by almost? Almost in the sense that it brings all the valve body gaskets, oil pan gasket. It brings a cork type, not the reusable one. The transmission pump to case gasket, the tail house shaft, the tail shaft housing actually, gasket as you can see. It brings that. That's right here. It brings the oil pump outer gasket. I want to call these two the one for the intermediate piston that goes with the oil pump. Reverse drum because they're square cut seals and their interference fit. These they might be the direct clutch or might be the forward drum. Not both, each of them goes to each, and the other seals are within this package here. The ones that go in the center of each. I will also say these are probably the solenoids for the transmission gasket. There's I want to say this is probably for the reverse overdrive or something. There's a C-clip, not C-clip, just forgot these type of snap ring. Snap ring. I believe I forgot the name of it. Let me wait until the airplane passes. Okay, so since I had to stop there because of the airplane was passing. These are the metal clad seals that go with the transmission pump. I want to say it brings all of them. There's also the one for the output shaft. The metal clad seals, there was some steel there. I want to say there's a front pump seal, tail shaft housing seal. These go with the valve body. They're small balls. Let's see where else. Don't know what these gaskets are for. Probably they're sensor gaskets. These are for the oil cooler on the radiator. Still debating whether I might put an external cooler or not. Okay, these did not come with a rebuild kit. These I bought them separate. These were 42 with 68, 43 bucks. They are coil. Trying to get the names here. These are coil bearings. You can see the part number right there. I bought these on eBay for 43 bucks. They're made in the US. Let me see where it says right here. Not sure if the camera. Yeah, made in USA. So there's that. There's all the seals. The transmission pump, metal clad seals, the piston seals also. This one's also for the piston. The torque converter seal basically and the output seal. I'm guessing these are other gaskets. I still don't know where they go. Now, basically, the rebuild kit, the part number is LMS12. You can find them on eBay. Again, $157 and then plus tax. And basically, it comes with everything that it comes in the package. My transmission is a 98, but based on what I've been reading, where I want to put on it, let me put this here so it won't go flying off. What I want to be using are, for example, a direct 1999 and on, which they're black clutches. There's a difference between the tan and the black ones. The forward, I want to be using the don't think that there's any difference between the forward ones. Intermediate, I'm guessing there's only one part. Reverse, mine's had 3 reverse clutches. If you're gonna be doing a not a lockout, but a brake on the transmission, from what I've been reading, you might want to upgrade to 4. I'm just gonna upgrade it to a 4 clutch plate for the reverse drum. Why? If in the future I decide to, I'm not really interested in that, but if I do, I already know it's prepared for that. And it brings all the steel plates that I'll be using. I'll be using probably the 2009 direct clutches, which they're the thicker one. You might want a thicker one in the sense of it helps better take in the heat, because a thinner metal will warp easier. It's not that I'm worrying about that it's warping, it's gonna be that it's gonna be a better heat sink, so it's gonna help the transmission run maybe just a little bit cooler. Forward. Use with stamped steel cylinder. I think in the forward, mine's is a stamped steel cylinder. I'm guessing there's only one size, but again, the thicker the better. Helps with better heat retention. Think about it like a heat sink. And then the intermediate ones, there's 3 of 0.066 to 0.071, and then there's these that probably help send the end plate on it, and the reverse steel plates. Probably what I'll start rebuilding is a reverse drum, because it might be the most difficult one in the sense of their interference fit, and it uses the reverse clutch plate, the spring. I think I'm just gonna reuse that one. I don't see that it's damaged. There's nothing that looks like it's about to break or anything, so I'm not gonna spend my money there. I'd rather spend it on all the other clutches plates that I might need, for example the bushing, or I might just wait for. Either way, I'm gonna need to install it. To set the end plate, I might, in case, I'll just buy it in the future before I actually finish rebuilding the transmission and install the new one. But again, I think I'm gonna probably start with the direct drum, the direct clutch pack. You want it to be as close to 80 thousandths of end plate. You want to be better on the loose side than on the tire side. I have a notebook somewhere by here. I have actually inside. I'm gonna look for that. I'm gonna bring the direct drum first. I'm gonna start with a direct drum. What I might start doing is go recording each individual one, so I could go installing the piston seals, which are gonna be the most difficult part of each. Once I have all those installed, then I'll go setting up the end plate. I'll be recording each of them, but probably all at the same time. So one thing you might notice is that the video might look like it took place on different days, and you might be right, because right now I'm just interested in setting the end plate, seeing if I have it. If I have it good, then I don't have to buy more parts. If I do, I'm gonna need to wait until those parts come in, so then I can continue. But I'm gonna start with a direct drum, reverse drum, forward drum, to basically install the seals first, since those parts are already clean. Install the seals and go on from there. I have 1 quart of oil, which I am gonna go setting the clutches I'm gonna be using, which most likely are the black ones, so they could go absorbing oil. You don't want to install them dry. What else? Filter, I already have a brand new filter. I did buy a transmission pan for this transmission. Reason why, it's because it has a drain plug, so it's gonna be easier for future maintenance. I'm gonna stop talking now, and I'm gonna start bringing all the parts. I'm gonna try to start rebuild today. If I don't finish them today, I'm gonna continue on not next week, but probably on Thursday or Friday. But this video might be posted by Sunday, Monday. Again, it takes a lot of time to edit, so I want to try to provide you guys with better videos. But again, I'm going to start probably with a direct drum first, and reverse drum and forward clutch first by installing the piston seals. which are gonna be the more difficult part of each. Okay, so in the previous videos, I think it was in the second one, I disassembled the direct clutch. Where I told you guys to keep the lip seals together. The reason for that is that you will want to match them to the new ones. So I already found the one that goes with my kit, with the part I mean. The piston I had already cleaned it. There isn't any residue or anything. The ball in the piston is actually free, it's not dirty or anything. So then basically what I'm gonna beat the bearing right now quick if I'm gonna use transmission oil or petroleum jelly to actually put the seals with this to install it. The reason for that is the transmission is gonna be built to be used within a week. It's probably gonna take about a month to actually install and everything. So I'm running out the bearing because petroleum jelly, I want to say, tends to stay there longer than actual oil. Just like in an engine, you either use assembly lube or motor oil. I want to say always the best bet for transmission seals is gonna be petroleum jelly or transmission lube. Petroleum jelly, you could use it either way. Either way, it's gonna mix with the oil. It's not gonna clog anything up. I have already used it previously on electronic transmissions with no ill effect. So basically what I'm going to be using is a filler gauge. The seal in the center, you really don't have to worry about it because since the piston goes downward, it'll just slip over it. The only one you're going to need to be worried is the outer one. And might want to grab, you're going to want to use a filler gauge, or you could use a 2-liter Coke, Pepsi, Sprite bottle. You'll pour it around so you can actually slip the seal into place. With a filler gauge, what you're going to be going is with one of the blades around softly, that you're not going to cut the seal until the piston actually enters back into place. I'm going to go get some petroleum jelly. To install this, what I'll be doing is I'm going to first measure the clutches dry in place to see what's going to be my end clearance if I'm close to the 80,000s. Once I already know that I'm gonna have the perfect clearance, I'm just gonna then let the clutches soak in oil for about 20 minutes or so, 30, and basically finish assembling it and packaging this so it will keep its oil. And when I'm gonna go assemble it again, I'll just pour some oil on the clutches and assemble the transmission back. Reason for that is, again, it might be 3 weeks before the transmission is finally built completely. I want the oil to help keep the clutch so it's actually not dry when it's gonna start up. And if so, I'm still gonna throw some oil when I'm actually rebuilding it, so it could at least have some oil, so it won't have a dry start condition. So I'm gonna cut the video here, and I'm gonna try to set it up so you guys can see how I'm going to be doing everything. I'm probably going to set the camera here so you guys can see the process, how it goes. Okay, so I had to cut the video there because a friend of mine's uncle was bringing a car so I could inspect it. So that was yesterday. As I said at the beginning of the video, that it might be I'm gonna do this in different days. So continuing from yesterday, I was going to start assembling the direct drum, and I was debating whether I was going to use petroleum jelly or regular transmission oil. I've already decided that I will be using a mixture of both because the transmission is going to stand for a while before the engine's actually built and everything. So I'm going to be using petroleum jelly and oil. I'm going to lubricate the lip seals with oil with Merc V, and then I'm gonna apply petroleum jelly on the inside of here so it would slide easier. Now, one thing I forgot to mention, I think it was from the previous video, that the direct shaft was a little bit worn. I did not go with the $150 one. Reasons for it being that I'm not building a car for 500. It's only 400 in case, but I will still be replacing it because the teeth were worn. Now, I forgot to mention to inspect the gear on the forward drum. As you can see, these are in great shape. Let me see if I can focus here. They're not worn or anything. Well, I mean, they have the typical wear marks, but nothing that the teeth are chipped or anything. So I'm gonna be reusing this. I won't be reusing the original shaft from this transmission. I did upgrade to a better one. I will be posting the part number once I get to that point. But there's a difference. One has a taper, one has the gear, basically the teeth mixed with the shaft. That's the one that you have to prevent. So then first what I'm going to start doing is, I had already said to pick the lip seals. These are the two new ones I'm going to be using. The old ones are here. That's why I said keep the old ones so you could compare it, so it could be easier to find the ones that you're going to be using. Piston is here. I'm still going to be reusing it. It has its wear marks, but I feel that it seems that the transmission was working before I even bought it. So it still is going to be in good shape. The drag drum, the same thing. Again, I'm not upgrading this part nor the direct shaft. Forward drum, I'm still gonna keep it the same. So then I'm first gonna continue with this. Remember, I said 2x4s to put this here. What I'm gonna be using is a filler gauge, petroleum jelly for the seal, plus transmission oil. I'm gonna lube this up, and then with the filler gauge I'm gonna use it around so the seal would enter easy. So I'm gonna set up the camera, hopefully to see if you guys could see how it's done. Okay, so before I actually begin, what I'm gonna do is, I have a bucket here. I think this was from it's like an ice cream bucket. What I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna pour a little bit of oil in it, just enough so I could actually get for the seals and everything, because I'll be using this same oil to lubricate the clutches. So I have it right here. You guys could see. What I'm gonna first do is install the inner seal, lube it up, and then install the seal on the piston, and then basically put some more petroleum jelly in here so it could go in easier. And then I'll just go through the process of pouring the spring, the clip, and everything. So I'm just gonna put it here. Video's gonna be a little bit fast forward. So I'm still trying to see what I could put as, I guess, like music, so you guys don't get bored. Or if not, I'll just put, you guys open your own songs so there won't be any issues. Still debating. So then I'm just gonna continue here and record everything. Okay, so I just installed the inner seal. Just remember, don't get confused with where the snap ring goes. It's on the bottom that you have to apply the lip seal. You might need to stretch it a bit so it could actually pass over here, but then it'll basically return back to itself. Don't stretch it too much that you might break it. Just pull it enough that you won't really distort it that much. Pass it over and pour it there. As you can see, I think it only took about probably 4 minutes, probably 6, between 4 and 6. It's not really that difficult. This one's not really that difficult to apply. The good thing is the center one, you don't have to worry about it because this just slides over it. The only one is that you have to begin the outer one, and then by itself you're gonna see that's kind of like curved here. Once you pass that initial curve, it'll just go right in without any problems. So now the next thing I'm gonna start pouring on is this. So just line it up. I'm not gonna put any oil on this. Let me see. There's no specific way to put it. So then what I'm gonna do is start compressing it. Let me see where the clip is. I will already put the clip in its place. The reason for that is once I have the seat clamps on, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to actually put this by itself. Okay, the video camera there, I don't know why it just randomly quit. Still in the same place. I'm trying to put the snap ring in place. And as you see, the pistons are already installed. Now the only thing is to make sure the clearances are all good. I'm gonna get the clutches for this, put them in place. As you can see, there is a test that afterwards I'm gonna do to see how if the piston applies well or not. That has to do with the output shaft. I mean, I could reuse the seals it had temporarily with some, and then use some air to actually apply to see how good it is. But I'm certain that I didn't damage the seals or anything. I actually went soft. It didn't catch with anything. Once I know it was going down, I just pushed and it just installed like that. The inside ones, you don't have to worry about them because they go like at an angle, so the piston goes entry and it just slides on. But yeah, I did have some issues using the snap ring pliers from Harbor Freight. Again, downside, they're not spring loaded. I did end up using a screwdriver and basically getting between here and just gently lifting, making sure I won't scratch this surface. I mean, it's not really difficult to install, it's just sometimes tedious trying to find the sweet spot for it. But then I'm gonna find now the clutches that go with this. I'm gonna compare the old clutches I have right here. As you can see, compare the old clutches. I will see the measurements of these discs versus how they measure up with the other ones. Hopefully they're within the same measurements, because the thicker these are, the better for a heatsink, as I mentioned I think in the other video, in this video again. So I'm gonna look for these 6 clutches, and I'm gonna cut here the video, and I'm gonna continue now. So I was looking at the clutch disc, comparing them with the original ones. There is a different design to them, but they are the correct material. Don't know if it catches on camera that these are like this and these are all around. These are better. They're the same material. I want to say kind of this one might help with, I guess, fluid transfer between the clutch discs, so there won't be that much slippage. But these are on the kit for $99 and on. These are the better ones. These material is like a black material. Now the tan one that comes in the kit, you're gonna get 2 kits, $99 on, $98 and down. The same thing with the clutch plates. I only got 5 of these. They should be 6, but I got 2 different measurements, 0.069 and 0.079. Now, so you guys could see the difference, I have a caliper here. It's not a precise caliper, but it gets the job done. If we look at one of these, should be close to 0.79. I guess spot on. The other one are 0.69, which 0.69, 68.5, so it's within the margin of error here. And the one that this transmission was using was 0.08, 0.079. I don't think there's gonna be, there might be an issue in the sense of when saying the end plate. What I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna use these 5 and then one of the skinnier ones. If I see that it's too loose, what I'll do, I'll just buy a thicker one online, because either way I need to buy selective snap rings for different cases. So it's gonna be plate, clutch, and then your end plate, and there you'll start measuring. I'm not pouring oil right now to this because I just want to see the end plate to see if I need to buy anything else for this, so don't worry about it. I would reuse one of the old ones. I mean, they're not damaged, and they're still, I want to say they're still within spec. If I were to reuse one of these, I would look for one that isn't burnt, but then that takes away the purpose of rebuilding one. Sometimes I don't think transmission shops might replace these. Again, I don't know, but what I will do is use one of the skinnier ones in place, because I'd rather be a new than used. And plate here. So I'm going to be using right now 0.014, 0.015, 0.016, 17 and 18. That's 29, or basically 30, 45, 50, 45 and 17, that's 52. Wait. 45 and 17, that's gonna be 57, 57 and 10, that's 67, 67 plus 8, 67, I think that's 75. I think I'm gonna probably get 1.5, because what you want to measure is 0.08 and on, even though the factory recommended spec says, I think, somewhere between 0.05 and to 0.9. So I'm basically trying to measure for 0.080. Which, as you could see, doesn't really fit. So then if I were to measure for 0.75, it's up. It still doesn't, I mean, it enters with force. So then I'm gonna probably see if I take off 14 and use a 0.5. It was 75 minus 14. 75 minus 14, that's 61. Yeah, 61 and 5, that's 67. So it's about 67. Since I want to add, let's see if I have, okay, I'll return back with a piece of paper to actually do the math. Can't do it mentally. Okay, so right now, in reality, what I have is a clearance of 0.070. That was me using, so I think I was a little bit overboard when I was measuring it. So you could see 0.05, 0.015, 16, 17, 18, 0.05. Actually, it's because the 0.030 I was adding 15 and 16, which is really 31. So it's really 0.071. So then it's not really this. So I need still 0.010 more So what I'll do, so I don't have to worry about purchasing one of these extra snap rings, what I will do is, since I know this would give me the difference I need, I'm gonna place this instead. So what I'm gonna be using is 4 of the 0.079 and 2 of the 0.069, and that in theory should give me the extra 0.010 that I need of clearance. So what I'll do is put the 0.069, one on the bottom and one right before the end plate, this end plate here. So instead of using this one, which this one I'm going to show you guys is 0. I picked the wrong one then. So what I'm going to do is okay, so on the last one I had a 0.079. What I'm going to do, so they won't be right next to each other, although nothing should happen, I'm going to put one near the end, so 0.068, and then the other one would be near the end plate, so all the thicker ones are in between. That really doesn't make a difference because it doesn't go grab to any gear, but that's just my preference. It doesn't matter how you actually put it, I don't think so, but the way I see it, it's that probably most of the heat is going to be at the center. So that, because there's gonna be a lot of maggot here to remove the heat, it's gonna be mostly in the center. So I want the thicker one in the center. So this is the last one, and then I think this is 0.06A, as you can see. You might need to do some pressure to lift the snap ring off a little bit. So then I think I already have the 0.0, the 80 thousandths I really need. 0.080, as you can see. It's a little bit on the tight side, but I think that's the best I could do for now. I mean, I'm still well within spec, but it's suggested you have 0.080. As you can see, it does enter. It doesn't really need that much force. So then, this part's already built, but what I will be doing is removing this clip. And I think I'm repeating myself here. What I'll be doing now is I'm going to fill the bucket a little bit with transmission fluid right now. A little bit more. And I'm going to set these clutches now with the maggot together in the bucket. Okay, so I'll cut the video here and I'll basically show you guys when I install the clutches back again. But I will be laying the clutches in about 20 minutes in the oil so they could absorb the oil a little bit. But then what I might continue now is continue building the forward drum. Okay, so the clutches have already been sitting for about 20 minutes in the oil. What I'm just going to do is I'm just going to place them in, and that's about it for the direct clutch. first you want to go seeing that you go putting, let me see, you want to go putting steel plate clutch until you reach the top plate. Once you have that, you just put the end plate on, snap ring, and you're basically done. And there we go. My camera's staying without memory. So then basically, I'm gonna stop the video here. This will be, I think, episode 3, part 1, or part A, part 1. I'll continue then with the forward clutch, reverse drum, and so on in the next video. Probably with the reverse first, because that's gonna be the most difficult one. But yes, I got now put a link to the second video somewhere around here. Facebook page here, I guess, and then Instagram page probably here. So if you like the video, like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.